Yes, you see here, we're back with another first impression. The Knick, a new TV drama series on Cinemax, directed by Steven Soderbergh, and it stars Clive Owen. So basically, what's this series about? It takes place in New York City back in the 1900s, exactly in 1900 year. And the Knickerbocker Hospital operates with a lot of surgeries, and they have to basically overcome like medical limitations and prevent a high mortality rate. And John Thackeray, partially based on the historical figure William Stewart Housestead, played by Clive Owen, is the newly appointed leader of the surgery staff, and he's battling cocaine addiction and opium addiction, and he pretty much is like, I'm gonna be the best doctor there is. As a first impression, Cinemax, you got your boobs and gore, and whoa, this gore fest is gore fest. And I think this series also is doing what Masters of Sex did for sexuality, but this time with medical history. Like, that first operation was just out of whack, and it's just intense to see how limited in resources and technology they were 100+ years ago. Because seriously, I don't know how people survive C-sections without electricity. It's just mind-boggling. So which is why I would recommend anyone to watch it, so to see how things were like back 100+ years ago, and to really appreciate what we got going on, despite that maybe it might be bloody expensive to go to the doctor or whatever, but at least, you know, when you show up at the doctor's on a surgery table, you know you have a higher chance to live than back in the 1900s. There's an introduction to the cast, and then we got Clive doing his opium stuff, or heroin or whatever, and we have the introduction of Holland playing Algernon Edwards, a black doctor. So there's this racism thing happening here as well. So Masters of Sex, we got sex stuff. The Knick, we got medical history and racism. So that's kind of cool for historical buffs like me. I wouldn't be a buff, but just history, I don't know. But yeah, as an overall episode, it doesn't really tell you what's gonna happen, but it's a really nice historical period piece for sure. I really enjoyed it, just seeing things like how they were run. Like, I mean, the Knickerbocker Hospital were fighting over patients, so that's kind of like, whoa, didn't see that coming. And an ambulance, horse-drawn ambulance, is pretty nuts. So basically, just for the historical factor itself, I would stay for the entire season, and I can't believe that they're having a second season announced already for a 10-episode season. So, I mean, it's bound to be great, because, I mean, they're clearly convinced that this is going to be an amazing series, and I'll definitely stay behind, because, I mean, it's directed by Steven Soderbergh, and it has Clive Owen, so what could go wrong? But yeah, first episode, it was interesting, a lot of things happening, and can't wait for a second episode, pretty much, because, I mean, it doesn't bring too much to the plot as an overall season plot, but it's intriguing enough that I would stay behind. So definitely check it out if you want to see how things were like in 1900 and how limited medical people were back then, because it's just mind-boggling. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this first impression for The Knick, Season 1, Episode 1. Out.